in America to get our young people to understand what you understand?
I think that it might not be an easy task. For us, it's kind of normal. As I told you, we've been raised in that story, so it's basically easy for us to understand what happened. First, I will say that it's the chance of a life to come to Normandy and visit, for real. If you have the opportunity to come, I know it costs a lot and it's a long trip, but it might help to understand. The documentary that Kathy's mentioned, the 6th of June on YouTube, the 15 minutes documentary, is talking precisely about Sainte-Mere-Eglise. And I really think that in 15 minutes you can really understand what happened here. There is testimony of veterans in it, there is testimony of the town hall mayor actual, and it's mixing what happened, I like to say yesterday, and what's happening today. And you can also invite them to take a membership to the ADA, and the ADA Next Generation, which is for the young people from 0 to 25 years old that are interested into paying tribute to the American soldiers and sharing great links with friends, and being invited also to the ADA official ceremonies in Sainte-Mere-Eglise.
There's the pitch. Yeah, that. And I also know how come this crowd has seen The Longest Day, because John Wayne was in it. So that everybody was in it, exactly. But John Wayne was in it.
John, there's a question.
Question.
What kind of things? I remember reading that the Germans took all the food and all the drink away from the French people. What kind of things did you get to eat when the Americans were coming? Or the 3 days that you were under all this siege?
No, in Normandy we were okay because, and I say in Normandy we were okay because there is a local, very strong agriculture where you get supply of milk and cheese and meat and everything. But it's true. So, but the Germans could not take everything. They took a part of it. But in the big towns, in Paris and everywhere, a lot of people we were rationed. Even at 2 years old, there was a special ticket for me. I was allowed to have, let's say, 1 pound of bread per week, or I don't know what, or 2 eggs per week, or things like that. So you had to give these tickets to be able to collect this food. But in the countryside, I mean, we were able to collect food from several sources. But in the towns, it was very different.
Right. One of the things that I have found in my experience is that if you walk the ground where history occurred, you cannot help but be changed. You know, I've always thought it would be a great capstone experience to take a cohort their age to Normandy and just let them walk that beach. Let them see those bunkers. Let them see those shell craters. Some sort of cohort. Before you're fully educated, to go and see what life sometimes can do. So I appreciated your comments about that. And there's a question in the back.
Monsieur, at what point did your town get back to normal?
Yeah.
Well, it took several years to, but Sainte-Mere-Eglise was not the most damaged town, because the towns around like Valognes and Caen and Saint-Lô, which was called the Stalingrad of Normandy, was totally destroyed. Amazingly, in all these towns which were totally destroyed, usually the cathedrals remained strong. They remained strong, Saint-Lô, everywhere. But the damage was terrible. So some towns took 15 years to rebuild, if not 20. And it was really, really bad. Normandy was the worst hit part of France. It was not such destruction in the eastern part or in the south of France. With the landing which took place in the south of France, it was much less damage. But in Normandy, it was really, really bad. And towns like Lisieux, one night they had 1,500 people killed. It was really bad.
So, building on Mark's question, has Sainte-Mere-Eglise ever really gone back to being normal? Because Sainte-Mere-Eglise before Dday was a small farming community. Had a column in the middle of the square that was a Roman milepost. And that was kind of interesting and exotic. But other than that, it's a farming market center. Now it has the distinction of playing that role in World War II. It's sort of like Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania is a nowhere town. Except that there was a great big battle there one day, and you can't unhear Gettysburg now. So,
Matter of fact, we have Twin City with Gettysburg.
well, that's appropriate, I think.
No, it's true.
Yeah, because, I mean, that battle all of a sudden made people in Kerrville, Texas know Sainte-Mere-Eglise.
Yeah.
So, can you ever go back to the day before that?
I would like to say, as a young person, that when you grew up in Sainte-Mere-Eglise, yes, it is still a small city, farming city, with nothing to do during the year.
So I guess it's back to normal.
Nothing. But yes, I remember as a children that the moment of the year that I was waiting like Christmas, even more than Christmas actually, was the 6th January. Because we all know that this week it will be a huge week of celebration. When you're younger, you don't really deeply understand. I mean, you for sure know that there are happiness sacrifices, but you not feel deeply, emotions and stuff. You're just happy to see thousands of American soldiers walking down the streets in lines. And, it feels like you're in a movie. Experience that kind of week when you're children. But yes, otherwise, if you come to Sainte-Mere-Eglise in February, you will see maybe one guy with his dog, and that's all. And yes, it's still a small city with nothing else to do, and each year, it brings up that thousands of people come here. Otherwise, it's still a small city. And that's why at 23, we moved 1 hour away. And we were always back during the 6th June week. But yes, it's still a small city. I think that it kept its, because it already had a huge story before Dday. So, it's still a small grandparent city. Yeah, and each year it turns out being the most beautiful city ever.
By the way, if you want to look at the on our website, if you want to look at the ceremonies which we organize every year, you can go and you have the videos of the last year, of this year, the previous year. It's very interesting. You will see these videos, they last about 20-25 minutes each. And you go on AVA Normandy, all in one word, avanormandy.org, O-R-G, and you have avanormandy.org. You have all the videos, the interviews, the speeches from everybody, General Millet, the unveiling. By the way, we are unveiling, we unveiled last year the statue which organized by Operation Democracy and the American Legion of General Roosevelt Jr. And next year we will unveil the statue of General Eisenhower with Susan Eisenhower will attend, and so it will be in the square of Sainte-Mere-Eglise.
I have to say that most Americans are unaware that since World War II, annually, in Sainte-Mere-Eglise, on the week of Dday, it is an And if what is really wanted is a positive view of America on the world stage, all we need are Klieg lights on the town of Sainte-Mere-Eglise. There are more American flags than you will see almost anywhere. And
Yeah, but also in the countryside, I mean, you
Yes.
see American flags everywhere.
everywhere.
You know, it's not, nobody is telling them to display the flag. The people, they do it, and they put it in their house, they put the American flag. And it's all over the Cotentin Peninsula, in fact. It's very impressive, very impressive.
I remember the smells of the good food cooking in the square
Yeah.
in early June. That's a fond memory of mine, but clearly I'm an opportunity for you too. So, any other questions before I turn it over to my colleague Shannon DeVille? All right, Shannon, come on up and tell them about primary education.